welcome to Crafty Club. Today I will be showing you a really cute Father's Day gift. So for this craft, you're going to need pictures of you and your dad, glue or tape, a ruler, a piece of cardstock paper or more, a box, pencils, and a pair of scissors. First step is just going to be to find your pictures of you and your dad or whatever you're doing this for, print them out. I'm just going to do a small version today. I'm doing it of a puppy growing up. So I just have 4 different pictures. So you're just going to cut these out. And so if it doesn't fill up the whole page, just recommend cutting that off and then getting rid of that so you don't have to worry about that anymore. So you're just going to cut it off. You can cut it to the shape like around what you want it. Like if it was you and your dad, you could only cut out, you might want to only cut out the part of you and your dad, nothing else in the background. Or you could just keep it in the rectangle or square. So now I have all the photos cut out, and so you can choose to use a pencil or ruler to make sure that you get the line really straight, or you can just kind of eyeball it. So I would take your biggest picture. So I think that my biggest picture is this one right here, and then so I want a good border around it. So I'll just measure up against there. And then you're just going to make sure that it doesn't go bigger as it goes down, or it doesn't go smaller, that it pretty much stays the same. So you're just going to take this, and then just going to make a little faint line, barely touching the paper, just so you can see it. And then you'll take the photo off, and depending on if you had it horizontally, you would obviously, if you had any pictures that were horizontal, you would need to make it longer to fit that, because you can't make each one to size. So then you're just going to cut that out on the line. And you can do a mix of horizontal and vertical. These happen to be all vertical, so. And I have the box is pretty small, so you just want to make sure that it's going to fit in the box, because you can see that it'll go like that. This is the part where you're definitely going to need your pencil and the ruler. Pencil probably isn't going to be too hard to find, but if you don't have a ruler, maybe use a tape measure, or if you need something straight to use, maybe use a book, whatever you have on hand. So now we're going to have to fold it. So all of these are the same height, and so I measured them and they're 4 centimeters. But we have to make sure that we have room to fold it down onto, so then we can attach it to the top and to the bottom. So I'm just going to leave 1.5 centimeters on each side. So we'll just leave that, and then we'll measure we're gonna do 5 inches because these are 4 inches. You wanna be sure that you can have a border, because if you just did 4 inches, then it would be right up to the edge and you don't want that. So I'm just going to measure 5 inches. Right there, slide it over. Measure 5 centimeters, and then another 5, and so we have room for 1, 2, 3, oops, and then we'll do one more 5 centimeter, and we're going to do 1.5 centimeters, because that's where we're going to fold it. And so the 1.5 centimeters is where we're going to cut it off, because those are extra. And so those are the marks for where we are going to fold the paper, so it can be like an accordion. So now is the step where we're just going to fold it in. So you just have to remember that it's going to be like an accordion. So you're first going to fold the flap just like that, because that's the flap that will glue down. So it'll glue down like that. You'll glue down that flap on the top and on the bottom. So you're just going to fold down that flap. And then you're going to fold in like that. Doesn't matter which way you go first, as long as it forms an accordion. And then so it's like that, and then you have to fold it back the way that you want, making sure that the marks line up, just like that. And then we'll go like that. Oops, we'll make this a little smaller. And then you're gonna fold in I have the 1.5 centimeters, and so that forms an accordion. All right, so then we'll have it go attached to the bottom, and attach the top just like that. Oops, wrong way. So I'm going to do it like this because otherwise it won't fit in there. So we just have it like that. Then we're going to we'll glue it in, and then when you open it, it'll just it will go out, and then you'll be able to see all of the pictures. So now is where it's the time when you're going to glue on your photos. So you can use a glue stick, tape. I think I might do tape and glue just to make sure that it will stick, because I don't think that a glue stick is strong enough. So just know which side you're going to have out. So if this is going to be the bottom, I don't want to do on that side, I'm going to do on that side. So I'm actually going to do on this side because we have the marks there. So just think about that. All right, so we're just going to take it, and then you can use your scrap piece of paper to make sure that you don't glue on the other side, because otherwise it'll stick together and it won't fold out. So we're just going to glue. Then I'll use a little bit of tape. You could also do a glue stick and liquid glue, just liquid glue, because liquid glue is pretty strong. You could just use tape too, but I like to use the glue because the glue will make sure that the corners stay down. So we'll just make it double-sided and stick it down in the middle, just like so. I went ahead and I did 2 of these, and so this is the one that I'm going to start with. So I just did glue and then tape, and then I think the glue dried, so it's really going to be the tape that's anchoring it down. So you just want to try to do the best to center it, push it down, and the only thing to keep in mind with the tape is it might be a little puffy. Alright, and so now we have that panel done. So just know where the panel ends so you can make the next one. Alright, so I need to do this one because that's the next. And so for the one that I'm actually going to do, my dad and I'm going to do it when I was first born and then up until now. So we'll do like 1 picture for about every year, maybe 2. So for the next one, I'm going to need more panels. So if you need more panels, you're just going to have to tape. You're going to have to make 2 of these strips or more, depending on how many pictures you have. And you're going to have to just add it on by gluing or taping. Alright, so we have that. We have this one. And you might want to do the youngest here or the youngest there, whatever, because when they pull it out, it'll pull out like that. So they might see the youngest up top, but it's entirely up to you. Right. And if you have horizontal pictures, just make sure that you cut it. So I'll show you the box that this is the box that I'm actually going to use for my dad. I painted it gold on the sides because it was from Shoes and More, as you can see a little bit there. So I'll just make a label. And then so I have enough room to have the pictures bigger, but because this box is a lot smaller, I have to make the pictures a lot smaller. So just keep that in mind when you're picking out your pictures and your box. Alright, so we'll have this last piece of tape. This one is skinnier, so I need to make the tape a little skinnier. Then we'll just put it in the last panel. Alright, and then we're going to take that, put it down, try to center it. Alright, so now we have all those photos on, and they go like an accordion, and then they pull up like that, just like that, which is really cute coming up. Alright. So now I think I'll probably use tape. So we're going to have it go this way, and so you're just going to, I'm going to glue and then tape like I did with the pictures. So glue there, get a piece of tape. Then we'll stick it on. Make sure you center it kind of in the box. And you're just going to stick it down. Push to make sure that it fully sticks. Make sure that you can fold the pictures in. So if you can't, then just pull it off. The tape might stick in there, but it's okay. So just pull it back off. Put it back on the paper. so it'll go forward. So just make sure that it'll fit. So I'm gonna actually put it in the back. See, we're learning as we go. So we'll put it in the back, and that will fold it forward. And now we're gonna have to do this to the top. So this one will be a little harder to glue, so just use your finger underneath it and glue it down. And then we'll get the tape, like double-sided tape, and then we'll just put it, maybe that's too big, got a new one. And then we'll just glue it to the top so then they're attached. And if you wanted to, you could paint the insides of the box or the outside, maybe make a label, us throughout the years. Alright, so we're gonna fold that down and then put it like that. And then you'll put it into the top. Push it down, make sure it'll close. And then when you open it, it'll be really cute pictures of, well, in this case, puppies. But for when you make it, you and your dad, or maybe you're doing this for your mom's birthday, for Mother's Day, for somebody. But this is a really cute DIY, and that's how you do it. Thank you for watching Crafty Club today. Please be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for next Saturday's video.